Well, there's a quick one. We talk about how to find your Instagram stalkers in 2019. And, you know, it's been some time since we talked about it. And quite frankly, it's not important who's your stalker, to be honest. But still, lots of people have asked me. Lots of people have asked me about an update, because there's been some updates. My name's Dominik, by the way. Let's get into it. Welcome back. My name is Dominik, and one question for you. Do you want to find your Instagram stalkers? Do you want to find out the people who admire you because you're too afraid to talk to them, to walk up to them and talk to them? Well, right, this video is for you. We're going to talk about just that because there's been some updates. Anyway, about a year ago, I've uploaded a video about how to find out your Instagram stalkers. If you didn't watch it, just a quick recap about that. I did some testing and found out the higher the people are up there on your story viewers list, the more likely are they going to check out your profile, you know, namely being your stalkers. Oh, by the way, if you're into Stalker, you know, the video game, stuff like that, I recently uploaded a vlog where I was in Chernobyl, just like Stalker, at the abandoned excursion zone. So if you want to watch that, I know it has nothing to do with this video, but still, shameless plug here, watch it. I'm linking it somewhere. Now, all of these things that I just talked about are still true, but there's been some changes, and I've got some more cool things to come. First of all, they divided the story viewers list into people who you follow and people who just follow you without you following them back. And naturally, if your biggest stalker is someone who you don't follow, it's pretty hard to tell now who's your #1 stalker, right? So naturally, you kind of have to see it as two separate things. First of all, the people that you follow back, of course, the higher up people are there, the more are the chances that they check out your profile. Second of all is, you know, the people that you don't follow. See that as a separate list. You know, the higher people are up there, the more likely they are to follow you. I did some testing. I'm pretty sure about that. But my friends, that's not all. I did some further digging and I found out some very, very interesting things for all the people who want to know more about the mechanics of Instagram, stuff like that. So I went somewhere in the deepest trenches of the internet and found out some code on the Instagram website. I don't want to talk about where, because let me tell you, your #1 viewer or the #3 viewers up there don't necessarily have to be your stalkers. There's some other factors that come into play here. We knew that before, but I found out what kind of could be into play with that. Apparently, they first of all look on if you recently followed someone. Of course, if you recently just followed someone, chances are they're higher up that list because the algorithm just thinks, okay, this person might be a little bit more interesting to you because the time thing is going on right now. Second of all, they kind of see, okay, how long does the person watch your story? How many times did he exit? How many times did they, you know, tap back? So this is actually a great indicator on, you know, figuring out your stalkers. You know, the longer people watch, the more people watch, the more people tap back and re-watch your stories, stuff like that. The more people like you, the more people are into you. And then what I also found out that they check if there's some sort of interaction going on right now between you and the person. For example, you comment each other, you have some conversation in the DMs going on. So what I think, if you just recently followed someone, if you text back and forth all the time, of course that person's going to be up on your list on the first spot. So disregard the first spot and take this into your consideration if you really want to find out your stalkers. So, for example, if there's someone that you never had any contact with at all, except for following them three years ago, you're fine. The person, if it appears on top of your list, is pretty much interested in your whatever you do. Also, what I found out is through some testing is that they also take WhatsApp into consideration. I don't know if that's legal or not, but I noticed that if I text someone on WhatsApp and they have their Instagram linked to their WhatsApp or their number linked to their Instagram, they appear a lot higher on that list, which I don't know if I think that's good. I actually think that's kind of bad. But we wouldn't be here, the Instagram police, if we didn't find out something more interesting even. There's another way that you can kind of figure out who most likely is interested in you, your account, whatever, a lot. And this is the new feature called the suggested people list. And what I found out through some very interesting ways of testing, which I'm not gonna tell it right now, I had the suspicion, you know, some girls and stuff like that were on there, which I never had any interaction with, just once or twice, and then all of a sudden they're on top of my suggested list and stuff like that. Then I did some sort of testing with some profiles of ours. And what I found out is that this is true. The higher people are on your list, the more they check you out. Now, of course, these things are only indicators. There could be other factors that come into play that I don't know about, that I haven't figured out. And take all these things with a grain of salt, but believe me, if you're into all these things, building up a personal brand, a sustainable Instagram personal brand, stuff like that, be sure to actually, first of all, subscribe here. My name's Dominik, by the way. Second of all, I just launched a new group on Facebook where we can talk back and forth, where we can exchange ideas about, for example, stuff like that. We can actually figure out stuff together. I figured out that, my DMs are so messy, I almost cannot reply anymore because it's just too crowded. So I made this group. Anyway, down below, my name is Dominik. See you in a couple of days. That's been a short stalker update. And watch my stalker vlog, by the way. Bye-bye. I just wanted to say bye-bye.